Good afternoon, School District of Indian River County. This is your Superintendent, Dr. Moore. I'm happy to be here with you today and excited to bring you an update regarding the work that we have been doing in order to ensure that we have a flexible, safe plan for the return to school on August 10th. It's important to note as we begin this conversation that this is a fluid time. This is a time where the reality continues to shift day after day. In the development of this plan, this isn't something that has been done in isolation without seeking opportunities to work collaboratively with our principals, with our teachers, with our students, really to fully understand how we design an opportunity for our students, our teachers, to return to brick and mortar educational opportunities, but at the same time ensuring we're doing so in a way which is safe for all of our constituents, our families, and our students and our teachers. So this is an opportunity to share. This is an opportunity to give you a clear opportunity to understand the work that we have been doing over the last several weeks and provide us feedback. So in addition to working as a district team with our principals, we have been working with our local health officials. We have been working through a task force made up of principals, teachers, community members, really to continue to problem solve week to week regarding the reality in which we currently find ourselves, and then problem solve on how best to establish a plan that is flexible to meet the needs of every household in the school district of Indian River County. Our intent today is to share 3 plans, 3 options. And as we share those options, we are still at a point in which we want to hear from you. At the conclusion of today's presentation will be an opportunity for you to reflect and provide information and feedback to us based on the information that we share. We want your feedback. We want to design the plan that is the best plan. A plan that accommodates not only the educational needs of all students, but ensures every family has an opportunity to access education in a choice that they feel is comfortable and safe for them. So a survey will be pushed out. And over the course of the next week, you'll have the opportunity to inform us regarding things we may have missed or where we have fallen short, or questions or concerns that you may still have regarding this reopening plan. So I'm not coming to you today saying it's option A, B, or C. I'm coming today sharing 3 thoughts and openly and honestly saying, I need your feedback. I will not fall short on providing options to our community on how we provide meaningful, safe, healthy education for all students. We understand the importance and value of returning to school. But at the same time, we understand safety is our priority. Remaining environments or creating environments that are safe and healthy is a top priority. So as you listen to these 3 options, please take your notes, jot down your questions, and as that survey becomes available, you'll have the opportunity to provide us feedback. Following the opportunity to receive and learn from your feedback, we will once again come back on the air July 6th and make shifts and modifications based on your input, and then provide us an opportunity as a community to identify the option that is best for you as a family to ensure that your son or your daughter receives a quality education within the school district of Indian River County. So I want to be transparent. That is one of the goals established within our strategic plan. It is an expectation that we have of ourselves as a system. And as we talk about transparency, I wanted to briefly look at the reality in which we're currently in. As you can see, the numbers continue to rise. The percent of individuals being tested positive within our community continues to rise. When we began designing this plan early, mid-May, beginning the conversation of how we return to an environment understanding COVID, the plans continue to be fluid. We want to design a plan that is the best for all students. So as I share this data, and as you see it on the screen, you see a spike continuing to happen. We understand the start of school is August 10th. It's still 6 weeks away. And what that reality will be in 6 weeks is unknown. Just as today's reality was not predicted or was unknown 6 weeks ago. So my commitment to you is to remain flexible, to make decisions in the moment. Just as when I was a teacher, I would modify my instructional experience for students based on that reality, based on the needs of those learners in the classroom. This will be the same theory of action, to understand the reality, to design a plan that is flexible enough to meet the needs of all. That is our goal as a school district of Indian River County. So we're going to be sharing 3 options today. I'll quickly highlight each of those 3 options, and then we'll go into detail in regards to each of those options. So here we go. Option 1 is a traditional return to school. August 10th, you will come to school, brick and mortar. You'll have your schedule, you'll have your assigned teacher, and you will follow that schedule assigned to those classrooms. We have systems and structures and protocols in place to minimize the exposure to the virus. We'll go in detail regarding some of those system structures and procedures so you can have a level of comfort regarding that work. And you can make a decision based on those systems, those structures, those procedures. I feel comfortable to return my son or my daughter to a traditional brick and mortar experience. We also want to share an option that is virtual school. Virtual school. We have made some significant changes and modifications to our virtual program that will allow you to attend virtual school. Teacher be assigned to your students. You pick the pace, you pick the time in which your students would be working, and you have a teacher assigned to you to help facilitate that model. And then option 3 is a transitional distance learning model. This would be a decision that you would make as you look at option 1 and option 2. Option 1, I'm not quite there yet. I understand the procedures that are in place, but as a mother or father, as a family, we just don't feel comfortable. You can select option 3, and we'll go into detail as to what that option would look like. So let's dig into option 1. Option 1, reopening of school, August 10th, as I said. Number of systems in place to remain safety, and we'll talk about those. All students begin the first day of school. Kindergartens, as we have historically done, will return to school with that staggered start, really easing that transition as we return to school. We will be planning our first week of school a transition week, a unity week as we are calling it. Not only to help students condition themselves back to the typical learning experience, but to be intentional over the course of that week as how we can come together as a community to create environments in our school in which all students are accepted, all students feel valued, and we're connecting in a way in which we're providing environments for students to feel safe, feel comfortable, respected, valued, and as a result of that, we can empower them with the skills, the abilities, the behaviors, and knowledge, not only to define their potential, but to continuously redefine and enhance that potential. Now, when you look at some of the safety precautions that are in place, we've intensified cleaning, disinfecting in all areas of the campuses and our SDIRC transportation, and we'll have the opportunity to see what that looks like. We require mask and staggered seating when on buses. And let me say that again. Mask, we feel comfortable requiring the use of those masks while on the buses based on the limitation of space. While we are on campus, that is not something in which we are requiring. We're highly recommending while you are on campus, but not requiring. Hand sanitizer available in all areas of the campus, including main office, classrooms, computer labs, cafeterias. We will have it available as you enter and exit each space within our campus. Temperature checks will be available as you enter the school. So we'll have the opportunity to have systems in place to monitor temperature as students enter the building. We'll limit non-essential visitors. So we will minimize the amount of traffic coming into our learning spaces. Classrooms, cafeterias, and other common areas will practice social distancing and procedures to maximize the availability of all space within our campus. Continuing, maximize high congestion areas by utilizing full campus space. So courtyards, gymnasiums, media centers, we will maximize the space available throughout the campus to ensure that we're creating situations to maximize social distancing. We'll utilize one-way hallways, which is the opportunity as we change from class to class, as we arrive and as we dismiss. We are, in fact, taking the systems or creating systems to minimize contact of students. Sanitizing student station devices such as computers, laptops, tablets, when you go to the playground. In between each use, there will be opportunities for us to sanitize those devices in order to ensure that we remain clean and we remain healthy throughout the school day. We will continue to monitor all staff for signs and symptoms of illnesses established in isolation areas. So when we have a student who has a temperature or a staff, we have an area in which to collect them, receive additional information, contact our parents. So as we went through the creation of these process and these procedures, we understand it's one thing just to talk about them, but we wanted to take it a step further. So I'd like to share with you a video that highlights the systems and structures that I've been talking about, so you have a better understanding as to these systems and how they would be implemented during the confines of a school day in the school district of Indian River County. Enjoy. Hello, School District of Indian River County. This is your Superintendent, David Moore. Today is an opportunity to show you the steps that we've been taking in order to ensure that our faculty, our staff, and students remain safe and healthy as we prepare to return to school. We have been partnering with our local health officials in order to ensure that the environments in all of our schools are safe, healthy, clean, and we're prepared to greet our students back to school. Today is an opportunity to talk about how we've been intensifying our cleaning and disinfecting in our schools, how we're educating and reinforcing students as it relates to effective hygiene practices. It's also an opportunity to talk how we're going to participate in social distancing while in school, moving from class to class, going to the cafeteria, entering and exiting the school. We've done a great deal of work to reduce congestion amongst all of our high traffic areas. I'd like to introduce you to Ann Reben, Coordinator of Custodial Services. Ann will be discussing the cleaning technology and materials that we use on our campuses and buses every day to ensure the health and safety of all of our students and staff members.
Using our latest technology, we're using the Kaivac cleaning system, and that helps to clean the restrooms, showers, locker rooms. The electrostatic misters are used for disinfection after the cleaning process has taken place. We can cover 54,000 square feet an hour, which means a school can be completely disinfected in that amount of time. Our cleaning process includes using an all-purpose cleaner followed by E23, which is a hospital-grade disinfectant, and each classroom has supplied with this disinfectant and also some disposable wipes that are used by in between each class for them to disinfect the areas. Lastly, we also have many of our floor scrubbing machines that are used to take care of the floors throughout the school systems. Once everything has been cleaned and disinfected, we will go through and test with the ATP monitoring system to make sure everything has been adequately disinfected. Once the test results are printed out, they are observed by each area that has been cleaned as well as by each school.
But rather than just talk about the systems and structures that we've created to keep our families, students, and faculty safe, we'd rather show you. This is a day in the life of a student in the school district of Indian River County. Over 6,700 students use our district transportation services to get to and from school every day. To protect our students and bus drivers, we are limiting our transportation loads to only carrying 25 to 35 students at a time and requiring students and drivers to wear masks while on SDIRC transportation. We're taking every precaution to ensure while students are being transported on our buses, they are safe and healthy. While entering the bus, they will begin by sitting in the back and then work their way forward, staggering seating to maintain social distancing, with siblings being allowed to sit together in the same seat. We're reducing capacity on buses to 25 to 35 students depending on the route. Our drivers will wear masks and gloves while driving, and buses will be sanitized in between each route. After each route, seats and handrails will be wiped down with hospital-grade disinfectant. And every evening, buses are sanitized with our electrostatic mister. Our campuses are preparing to welcome students back in the fall, and we are already taking measures to post visual cues and signage with clear and easy-to-understand procedures that will be used in all areas to remind students of health and safety precautions. Any student with a body temperature above 100 will be immediately moved to a predetermined isolation area where family will be contacted or further symptom checks may be conducted. These procedures will remind and encourage students to practice proper hand washing, sanitizing, and how to safely function and navigate each area of our campus to ensure their health, while allowing our students, teachers, and staff to remain connected through a face-to-face educational experience every day. The space of each of our campuses will be utilized to the fullest extent to minimize the density of individuals in any one area. All health and safety measures are implemented with the goal of reducing the possibility of transmission of any disease. We will be utilizing one-way hallways to minimize congestion during the change of classes. One-way hallways will be implemented to ensure all students enter and exit the same way. We will clearly define classroom procedures to maximize all classroom space available. Classrooms will have staggered work areas to properly social distance students. We've developed procedures to ensure after every use, our technology will be disinfected. Frequently used devices like computers, laptops, and tablets will be wiped down with sanitizing wipes after each use. In addition to practicing social distancing while in the cafeteria, all of our staff will wear gloves and masks, and in between each lunch service, lines will be wiped down. Our cafeteria will be equipped to provide a safe and enjoyable lunch period for students. Prior to entering the cafeteria and going through the service line, students will be monitored to ensure the use of sanitizers at stations positioned in the cafeteria. Points of sale areas will be implemented to use a scanner allowing a no-touch transaction. Meal services may be staggered and meals may be picked up in other areas of the school to allow social distancing and outdoor classroom lunches. In addition to using flexible space in our classrooms, we'll also be maximizing all of our common space within our schools. Our custodial staff will be using hospital-grade disinfectant and cleaning technology that we introduced to you earlier to maintain a healthy and clean environment for all. High-touch surfaces in classrooms, bathrooms, hallways, cafeterias, and common areas will be cleaned and sanitized throughout the day, and our electrostatic mister will be used in every area every night. So as you can see, there's been a great deal of planning in order to ensure that when we return to school, we return in a healthy, safe environment. Keeping our faculty, our staff, and students safe is our #1 priority. The situation, which is our new reality, continues to change and continues to evolve over time. My commitment to you, as your superintendent, is to continue to review the reality on a daily basis and design a plan that ensures that all students, all faculty, all staff return to an environment that is safe, healthy, and conducive to learning. Thank you. All right, I want to thank our actors, both our faculty and staff, as well as our students, for coming together at Storm Grove Middle School to put together that presentation. The goal of that presentation was to be transparent. And the truth of the reality is, as hard as we are planning, and as proactive as we will be to ensure that your children are safe, and that is priority #1 in this space, we don't think we can provide a 6-foot separated experience over the confines of the entire day. We understand how important it is. So in the showing of that video, we want to be intentional, we want to be open and transparent, that we take the role of health and safety extremely, extremely as a #1 priority. But the reality is, we know, just as when you are in public today, there will be breaking down of that space. And those are opportunities for you to evaluate, provide us feedback, provide us your ideas that you may have in regards to this first option. We understand the impact and power that a teacher has. We know that that is the best opportunity to educate your children. We have been, over the last several months, purely continuing to invest in our principles in the creation of systems and structures that will ensure that your children are exposed to the absolute best educational and educators in the nation. And we're so excited to return to school, to continue to invest and grow in our educators, to work collaboratively with them to provide your students that kind of transformational impact. But we need to make decisions that are best for us as individuals and best for us as a family. So we are providing flexibility. And as I said, flexibility is options. And today's opportunity for you to provide us feedback regarding those particular options. So before we move to option 2, let's just simply recap option 1. That is the traditional brick and mortar experience. School starts on August 10th. Social distancing structures in place. We will continue to enhance and modify those procedures as we get closer to August 10th. So what you see on the video today, in complete transparency, may be more strict or less strict based on the reality then. But we will respond to that particular reality. Now, option 2 is Indian River Virtual School. This is your traditional virtual experience. This is not how we ended the school year. This is signing on to a virtual platform in which instruction will be driven through that virtual reality. You will have an assigned instructor who is there to help and support you as a parent and as a student. The pacing of this virtual program is based on the parent and the child's agreement. So you may sign on and take classes, a little bit in the morning, some in the afternoon. You may be reaching out to the teacher for some facilitation or for some support. But it is a driven process through the virtual experience, not driven by the teacher. The family drives the pace. Very typical to other virtual programs throughout the nation. Here's the one thing that we have done. We're moving to a virtual teacher that is local here within our school system. So in previous years, if you chose a virtual program or Indian River Virtual, it may have been a teacher, or it was a teacher who was outside of the school district of Indian River County. We know we want local teachers. We want the best teachers providing that instruction for your children. So this is an opportunity for you to connect on this virtual program, paced by you as a family, but receive support from someone who is here local. And that provides significant more opportunities for you as a family and you as a student and parent to receive that support here locally. So there are opportunities to enroll in our virtual program. We're asking if you would like to participate in this virtual option to make that decision by July 10th. So this is an opportunity for you to consider enrolling in this program by July 10th. Some things we want to offer to you to ease this decision. If you are in a choice program or you are in a magnet program and you choose to enroll in this program, you will not lose your seat in that magnet or choice program. We will hold that seat for you through the first semester. And if you're in a space as a family where you make the decision that you don't feel comfortable returning August 10th, this is the option for you. We're asking you to consider to hold that enrollment through the first semester. And that will allow us a very smooth transition to transition your son or daughter back from the virtual environment back into the traditional brick and mortar. So virtual school, traditional virtual school, with the addition of a locally assigned teacher to support you as you move through that virtual experience, maintaining that enrollment through the first semester, maintaining at the same time your seat in your magnet or your choice program through that first semester with a decision point of July 10th. Option 3 is a transitional model. This is a model in which you would plan on returning to school, but you're just not there yet. You understand the value and importance of a traditional brick and mortar experience, the impact and power that a teacher has in that classroom on your son or daughter, but you just need some more time. This is an opportunity for you to follow a bell schedule during the confines of the day, but at home. And what this would look like is the school day would start, students would follow their schedule, instruction would be provided to them over a virtual platform. Teacher would be teaching the class, students would have the opportunity to participate and view that lesson live or videoed at a later time for reinforcement. To receive that lesson within the bell schedule, do the classwork within the confines of that bell schedule, ask for assistance or support to the teacher within the confines of that schedule. And then at the end of the 9 weeks, you have the opportunity to return to the traditional space. In this model, we believe that we could do our best to provide you a traditional schedule connected to your teacher, and when you decide to return, we'll do our best to match you with that same teacher. And based on the numbers that choose this option, we feel likely that we'll be able to do that. So this transitional model provides you the opportunity to follow a bell schedule, to have your teachers assigned to you, participate in those lessons. If you need the technology, we would provide the technology for you. So this is yet a flexible option that you would have in order to ensure that I want my child in that brick and mortar. We want them to be participating in our school, but right now, based on the reality, for the first 9 weeks, I'm going to make the commitment to stay at home. I will supervise my son or daughter, arrange for that supervision to take place. The teacher would be logging on at the assigned time of the class, following that schedule, and then at the end of the first 9 weeks, you can then transition back to the traditional model. So you see here some of these things that I have already covered. As you look at the screen, this is a fluid model. This allows you the opportunity to enroll in a traditional school. Once again, 9-week commitment, and you would have the opportunity to return at the end of the 9 weeks. So here's where we are. We're at a time to seek input. We have provided 3 options, all options significantly different, but yet we believe we're providing a level of flexibility to meet the needs of all of our community. But if we're to do this right, we need to continue the conversation. We need feedback from you. So as you problem solve and you talk to your son and daughters regarding what is the best fit for them, and questions come up, please complete the survey. Please email me. My commitment to you, as I said in that video, is to provide a plan that meets the need of everyone in this community. And I understand that's not an easy statement to say, but it is the expectation this board has of me and is the expectation I have on myself to create environments for all children to receive the absolute best education possible, while at the same time remaining and creating environments in which we all feel safe, healthy, and comfortable to connect to the powerful education we as a system provide. So submit your questions, complete the survey, challenge our thinking. We take your feedback extremely seriously. The feedback will remain open over the course of the next week. As I mentioned early on, we'll come back on the air, Facebook Live once again on July 6th. And based on that feedback, based on the reality within that moment, we will make modification and changes. We'll shift this plan around based on what we learn. And then again, you'll have the opportunity over that course to make a decision. Where is the best opportunity for my son or my daughter to connect to the powerful instructors that are here in the school district of Indian River County? After July 10th, we will go to work. Our principals will be available to answer questions and concerns you may have. And those questions and concerns, we will be intentional. So between July 6th and July 10th, that is an opportunity for you. After my Facebook Live, I need to talk to the principal. I need additional information as to how this looks at my son or my daughter's school. Our principals stand ready to support. They stand ready to answer your questions. They stand ready to ensure you have a level of comfort if the decision for you is to return to our schools. As I said earlier, I am very excited about the work that we have done, even in the midst of COVID-19, on preparing to provide quality, innovative, impactful instructional programs for your children. And the benefit of them having that opportunity to interact and engage with our teachers is something that I believe is so powerful. But this is a new reality and this is a new time. And our other two options will be equally as powerful. Take the time, pray through it, think through it, challenge us, because we are here to listen. And collectively, together, we will design a plan that meets the needs of each and every single learner in this community. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to receiving your feedback. Enjoy your weekend.